My name is Kanok. I'm from Thailand.
My name is Ryan, and I'm a tour guide here in London.
Hello, hi. My name is Fasika, but you can call me Fash. I'm originally from Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. I'm currently been living in London for the past 12 years.
I'm Sandra. I am from Spain.
My name is Agnès. I'm from France, from Tours.
Elliot, originally from Glasgow.
So I've lived in London now for about 20 years. I came here for school and I haven't moved since. It's a big city, it's a large city, lots of people are here and there's lots of stuff going on. And it's one of the most probably multicultural cities I've ever visited as well, which was quite an appeal because you can find any kind of lifestyle or sort of food or anything you want all over London, which makes it very accessible.
So I came here at like late 20s. I would consider myself a socialite. I have lots of friends. I like going out, meeting my friends, eating out, going to the clubs. We did all that, yeah. It was a very colorful time.
Well, I grew up in the countryside, so it was really a peaceful growing up.
Oh, Spain is such an amazing country. We are very open and very close to each other, so I live next to my family, and that's very common in Spain to live all together.
It's obviously like hot country and great food, tasty, many kind of variety of food. Yes, you can get like any kind of food in Thailand.
Ooh, I love Spain. Food is amazing. Go. Beaches, culture. You have Madrid, amazing museums. Barcelona, beautiful city. You have the beach. You have all the Gaudí cathedral, the monuments. Food. Try the food, please.
I love Scotland. I love Glasgow. I'm from quite a sheltered part of Glasgow, though, the West End. It's different from other parts of Glasgow. I think Glasgow has a reputation for being really rough and tough, which parts of it are, but that's not the Glasgow I know. I know quite a sheltered area, for which I'm grateful for growing up in, and it allows me to recognise my privilege from growing up in that area. But what I love about Glasgow, and especially Scottish people, is the kindness and the warmth. They're always happy to help. It's a good nation, and lots of inventors come from there. Really, really lovely people.
Because I wanted to work here as a teacher, so that's why I came here to the UK. Yep.
I'm visiting my aunt.
Originally, I moved down for university 2 years ago.
I feel like I love it here. I grew up pretty much in Thailand and spent my whole life in Thailand, so I need something different. I like the cold sometimes, and the summer here is nice. So then the city, authentic, architecture, really nice.
My case is a little bit different, I guess. I came here because I met my partner, and even though I would say I had a very good childhood background and a good job actually back home, we thought it would be better suited for us opportunity was to come to England, so that's why I was here, because I met someone. I think people should visit London because there is nothing like it. There is no place I've seen, especially when it comes to like mega cities or metropolitan areas. I don't think there is anything like it in the world. It's very unique. I find it very multicultural. You do not feel like out of place. You feel very comfortable here. You feel you belong here. So in that sense, I think it's really nice.
Kind of like what I said. I think it's a very there's a lot to see in London. There's a lot to do. I think if you are a sort of a young person, there's lots of amazing kind of like nightlife and bars and clubs, and sort of some really cool restaurants you can visit. There's also the other side of things. If you're older or if you're just not into that kind of stuff, there is a lot of history here as well. One of the oldest buildings we have in London, of course, is All Hallows Church, which dates back to 670 AD. So there's a lot of history here as well. But yeah, it's a great city. It's a great city.
Maybe for the fact that you can go from one place to another only walking in parks and like everything is just all nature around you, and I love that about London.
It's a nice city, to be honest. In Europe, I don't know. I still never been to other country in Europe, but I think London is nice. It's like fun city. Everything, many things going on. Nice city, nice views, as you can see. Yes.
Also, it has culture, it has character compared to other places. I enjoy the parks, and there's a lot to see in London. Even I think you don't even have to spend a lot of money. If you know where to go, if you've planned it well, I actually find it reasonably value for money. It can be very expensive, but if you've planned it right, it can also be value for money.
Oh, I love London. We have so many parks here, multiple very good museums. They're free. The weather, summer is nice. You have so many open door activities. I love it.
Opportunity. Any corner you turn, there's an open door. You just have to look for it carefully and not necessarily be in the right time at the right moment, but you don't get opportunity anywhere else. It's fantastic here. You never know who you're going to meet, who will then maybe offer you a job or pass you on to somebody that can help you. And if you're in a situation, the opportunity here is second to none.
My first impression.
Yeah.
I thought it was a big city. I didn't have time to visit all. That's why I came back to continue visiting all the things that I left.
What the impression is, I think people. When you walk around and people just say hi to you, obviously they're not really smiling, but they do say hi, hello, and I like it. Yeah.
Okay, I had no impression before coming to UK because I don't have any relatives or friends who lived in the UK, so it was completely new to me. I just took it as it is. I had no impression, but as soon as I come here, yeah, it's a little bit weird because the culture back home is like very Americanized. So when you come to UK, it's a little bit different. I've found it a little bit, I would say, gray. But when you go into it, I think it's really nice. I think I prefer the culture and how the society operates in UK and especially in Europe rather than America.
Well, it was really cliche of the Big Ben and everything, but actually the best eras are not the touristic one, in my opinion. It's even better. I really fell in love with London, and some areas are just peaceful for your mind, and I love it.
For me, it seemed very daunting because it was so big, and I think back home I was a big part of my community, and I think coming down here I didn't know if I was going to be able to find a community, but you do find communities in different spots. I thought it was quite scary, listening to all the knife crime issues that were going on, but now I like it. I've found my communities. I've found the little places where I can come and relax and chat with people, so I think that was my first impression.
Londoner feel about people who coming. I think some people willing to help you out with for example, like I'm getting lost, or I need direction, or I need to know which bus to go or which train to go. They're willing to, oh, you go to this bus, this train, blah blah blah. They're willing to help you. They're not, yeah, not really.
They've been great. Yes, I think British people are really open. I have maybe already white privilege that people maybe don't mind me coming here, but obviously it must be way harder for immigrants coming here and not being welcomed, because I'm welcomed, but I'm not sure that everybody is as welcomed as me.
After Brexit, yeah. London's pretty good. London is pretty good in that sense. You have areas in the UK in general that are a bit closed-minded to that sort of stuff. Sadly, most of the time, they were just misled as to what Brexit is. But mostly British people are very welcoming and very friendly and nice in general. But like any country, there's the bad element. But yeah, in general, you'll be absolutely fine. People were welcoming of tourists. No, I mean, I rely on you guys. no, I'm. It's part of life. That's what London is, and it's a beautiful city. I feel like as many people should see it as they can. Really, I think anyone who's against tourism is a bit hypocritical, because at one point, have you not been a tourist yourself?
Oh, whoa. Not very good, honestly. I feel like Brexit right now is it's shitty.
Yeah.
I came here with a visa. It was really, really complicated. It's just bureaucracy, a lot of paper, a lot of money. So I don't feel like they're open to foreigners anymore. I would say that they're quite tired of the tourists, but I understand why this city is so busy right now. You cannot even walk properly, so I understand that they want to limit the number of people that come here.
I think when it comes to London, if you're talking particularly about London, I think it's a very welcoming, very open-minded, very liberal, and you feel at place actually. It's a really diverse, multicultural city. Even compared to like other European cities, I find London very, 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 it's a melting pot, and you would feel comfortable and you wouldn't feel out of place or conscious about yourself. This is one of the unique, I would say, character of London.
I'm open to it. Scotland, I think, has a big part in my opinion on it all, for being such a welcoming country, to foreigners and immigrants, and I'm absolutely happy with it. I think we should let people in and help them where we can, any time we can. It's probably upsetting to say, but I think in the underbelly of London it's still not quite accepted. I think there's still opposing views to it. And I think with things like social media, a lot of people will turn to there to voice their opinion about it, negative opinions about it, because they can't be seen or it can't be traced or whatever. Whereas, I think there's a dark underbelly of not accepting people. But hopefully it's changing. I really hope it's changing.
First thing they should do when they go to London. That's a tough one. Go to a proper London boozer and have a cold pint of beer. It's the first thing you should do, and the last thing you should do as well.
Prepare for the weather. Yes, because sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's sun, sometimes it's cold. You don't know what you're gonna get in one day.
Okay.
Maybe going to the Lady Diana Memorial, which is like a fountain in the park. It's really great.
Good question, honestly. I would say go around, visit the parks. Don't take the subway too much. Just walk, visit the museums, Yeah, don't restrict too much.
Come here to have the coffee. I think this is the best coffee ever. Rico and Tina's. I love it. But obviously you've got all the sites, Big Ben, Primrose Hill. You should go up there. London Eye. Yeah, you got to do it all.
Oh, I visit quite a lot of places. I visit Portugal, Italy, UK, Sweden, Norway. I visit Russia. I visit Dominican Republic, China. Yeah.
I've mainly been to Europe, to Spain, Italy, Belgium. Yes, all the countries around France mainly.
I've been to quite a few. Greece, Spain. I've been to France. I've been quite a few places in Europe. I've been to America back in the past. Went to Saudi Arabia last year, which was very different experience to like London and UK life. Very hot as well. Haven't done Africa yet actually. That's one I would like to do. I would like to do South Africa and see like Cape Town and see the beaches and stuff like that. So yeah, it's on the list.
Me personally, I've been to my favorite. I've been to my favorite places. I've been to the States. I like Chicago, New York, DC, Mauritius. I've been to Dubai. I think I would say those. But compared to those places, I still think I highly rate London.
Yeah, so I've been to Italy. I love Italy. I think it's gorgeous, the fashion, the people. I think it's romantic. I've been to Australia. That was fascinating. I was there with my granddad. I've been to Paris, although I was a wee boy when I went to Paris, so I don't remember much of it. And where else? I think that's it for the. I went to Spain, but that was when I was a wee baby, so I hardly remember it. But I definitely remember America. Oh yeah, America. We went to Disney World, so I only really saw Mickey Mouse. So I didn't really see America. But Australia and Italy are cool places.
My dream destination would be Japan, Tokyo first, because I think it's completely different culture. If you go to Europe, if you go to America, I find them a little bit similar. I would like to visit Latin America, but sometimes it holds me back because of the security situations. But for that reason, I think I would like to visit Japan first.
I would say either Japan or Bora Bora. Because first, Japan is really nice. I love sushi, I love sashimi, and I would like to test it like organically in Japan. And Bora Bora, because I love the beach, I love the sun, I love to be tan. And that would be the dream, yes.
You know what? I haven't done Venice yet in Italy. I've done some of Italy, but I haven't done Venice, so I'd like to do Venice. Where else would I like to go? I'd like to go to some of the places in America that are kind of like natural wonders, like Yellowstone Park. And I mean, I know apparently it's thought that Grand Canyon's a bit overrated when you get there, but apparently it's still amazing. It's still something I'd like to see. Yeah. Canada is another one. I'd like to go to Canada.
New Zealand, because I feel like that's where the people are more open-minded and the landscapes are beautiful.
Wow. Difficult. I would love to visit Peru in South America. Yeah, so that will be my dream destination, and hopefully one day I will visit it. I would say like it's a country that also speaks Spanish, so that's easy for me, and also just it feels like the culture, the food is so interesting for me.
Yeah, so I travelled solo to Berlin for the first time last year. First time ever solo travelling, and I loved it. It gave me a new sense of independence, I think. I think there's an element of privilege for a man, I think, traveling by himself, so it allowed me to recognize that, I think, more, what's the word, in better context of my privilege, being able to travel. But I loved it. I mean, I met loads of lovely people, people that I've stayed in contact with. I got my first tattoo over there, so you know, it was very spontaneous too. I booked it a couple of weeks before I left, so it was good fun.
I have traveled along quite a lot, and honestly, I never have any problem. I just feel like, yeah, it's a great option for me, and I like it. Yeah.
I did sometimes to the USA and to Spain, and here I like to take some time for me to discover solo, but I also like to discover with my family or friends.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest common feelings before one goes traveling is a sense of being lonely. That you find that loneliness isn't, you know, a degree of how loneliness doesn't come from how many people are around you, but how you feel about yourself. And when you take that trip, or you take that step to go somewhere independently, you find that loneliness isn't as bad as it's made out to be.
Sometimes you don't not really feel safe because like sometimes because you don't have like friends and stuff, and sometimes you missing some kind of company because you're traveling alone, and then you need someone like, oh, let's do this together. You have company with your friend. What do you think? We go. When you got excited moment, you don't have someone to like, yeah, I really like this, you know. Yeah.
London is a city. It still has its dangers, like any city does. I think in terms of cities in general though, London is very safe. But it's just important to be aware. I think the most crime we kind of have here in London is, in terms of tourism and stuff like that, is pickpockets. So it's just being aware, making sure your bag's closed. A lot of people kind of get like, you know, caught up in looking at their phones, and they'll get their phone snatched out of their hands. Those are the kind of worst things you'll probably find, but you know, you just got to be aware. You just got to be careful. You got to be aware, like you do in any city. But I think in terms of world cities, London is pretty safe. It's a pretty safe place to visit, yeah. And for women and solo travelers, it is a pretty safe place to visit.
Well, as I'm only traveling solo like half of the day, I don't really, but yes, of course, as a woman, I'm always scared, especially at night, everywhere I go, whether it's in London or in France.
Oh, pickpockets, man. You gotta watch your pickpockets. It happens all the time. If you leave your phone on the table, or if you put your wallet in your back pocket, and on the tubes, yeah, you gotta watch the pickpockets. And the knife crime, obviously, but that's, yeah, pickpockets, not good.
I would say London is a really safe place. It's really highly unlikely that a random attack will happen to you. Of course, the news and the social media would actually portray it as a tricky place, but in my opinion, I find it very peaceful place. It's very highly unlikely you will end up in a violent situation.
Far too many stories about needing the toilet on the tube and a long hour journey before I can go to the toilet. That's right. I don't know actually, yeah. There's 20 years worth of different stories. I can't think of anyone right in a second, but yeah. There's a lot of funny, silly stories I can imagine, but yeah, I can't think of one in particular.
London is a huge city. I get lost so many times when I first come here. Bus and everything, train. Yeah, so now I more be careful. Now I kind of know better.
Well, I was here when the Queen died. That was fascinating. It was I just lived around the corner, and our road was all, you know, blocked off and whatnot, and we saw the hearse coming down. So that was really, really fascinating. But you see a lot of celebrities, which is really cool. Yeah, I think that's the coolest part about living in London.
Most of the time, I see when people visit London, they find it weird crossing the road because they always see like the different direction, the other direction. And then there were occasions like I had to stop some of my friends like getting into an accident. I mean, at the time it could be serious, but you know, nothing happened, so I find that a little bit humorous. I see the humor side of it.
Okay.